Sup boys, welcome back to another video. Here are some stocks that I'm looking at for this week. The first stock is Palo Alto. If you've been watching my videos, you would know that this is the stock that Nancy Pelosi invested in a couple months ago. And this is also the stock that I'm investing in for my virtual game at my school. Now, the reason I have this on my setting up list is not for a particular reason. It's just because it looks like it is setting up. In my eyes, this is the line that, the trend line I'm seeing. Very rough, okay? This is the daily. If you look at the 4-hour, it's even kind of rougher. You can see don't be fooled because this is aftermarket. So it looks very wild, but trust me, it's not. This company has a market cap of $128 billion, average volume of 2.3 million. Its average range is 1.4. Let me open TradingView real quick, and I will show you guys the option contract. Palo Alto. Okay, so if it's 1.42, this is showing 2.7, so I don't really trust that. Let's just do 1. Okay, so if we invest tomorrow, 408 for an option contract would be 408. I think that's doable. 408 is like right above. Oh yeah, 408 is literally the top of this daily pattern here. I think we can aim a little higher for this. But I've seen the stock go up and down. This is not a stock in 4 days to hit 408. I really highly doubt that. This had a really bullish run. I remember this one, but it's kind of setting up like this again, right? It went up, went sideways-ish, not really sideways-ish, but created that disc, and then it popped out. Now, there was no earnings here. Not sure why there was a pop here, but I did read on the news that there was AI that got implemented into cybersecurity, which, let me see, Cloudflare's Apple Intelligent Partnership, large TAM, generative AI enabler position upside, analysts say. Generative AI backs cybersecurity stock Cloudflare, I don't know. And this is a cybersecurity provider. So anything with cybersecurity that's going good is gonna go good. So this is another one to keep on your radar. Nancy Pelosi did not sell this stock, so she believes it's going up. There's no reason for this to go down. AI has been performing. CrowdStrike, which is, let me CRWD, I think. Yes. Is another cybersecurity company provider, and they have good news that's coming into them. I just saw it on what's called shit. On here it said CrowdStrike price target raised to 390 from 355. So if cybersecurity companies are getting their strike price raised, why would Pawn not go up? So this one's setting up, not the perfect setup, but you can kind of see the flag here, the idea right up, and then kind of the flag here going sideways, and you can also see with the EMAs and the MA, it's setting up pretty nicely. Now, if I just had the MA, it looked kind of ugly, but the EMA looks a little better. See how it kind of goes on the 20 EMA. So yeah, it looks sideways. Maybe a couple more days. This looks really thin. The volume really sold off, so maybe tomorrow could be the pop-up day. The next thing is Spotify. Spotify isn't setting up on the daily here, but it's actually setting up on the hourly, which is something I've actually switched to because I've looked at the daily because this looks like it's setting up on the daily. But notice how it's not touching any of the EMAs or MAs, but it's getting so close. Technically, in the textbook, you're not supposed to trade this. But if you look on the 4-hour, this is where you might be like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand. Because now look where it's touching. Now it flagged up, started going sideways, and it pulled back straight to the EMAs. Not the 9, the 20, almost did the 50, but didn't reach down. But it's been riding it. It's been riding it. Now on the daily, it hasn't. So this is kind of tricky because you could get in early, because Spotify could actually fucking rip, because there's more price targets, right? Spotify trial circuit raced from 525 to 560. 560, by the way, is all the way up here. They're not saying this will happen in 2 days. Okay. Back when I predicted Spotify to break out back here, which technically it did, but technically it hit my the stop loss, right? Because of the breakout day here, and then hit the stop loss. But it did break out. Like, it did break out. If you were investing this in shares, just as in not options, just okay, it's gonna break out, it's gonna make us money, you would be making money. I wasn't wrong on that. The actual execution of the trade wasn't the perfect, and it didn't break out the way I really wanted to. Now, knowing that this Spotify likes to come back and ride the EMA even more, knowing that this EMA is so far off on the daily, there could be a gap down. We could take a break. If I really quickly look at SPY really quick, you can see that SPY is leading off a little bit. So I do see SPY continuing to go up, but I feel like there needs to be not a gap down, like a break. Okay. And if SPY breaks, then Spotify will also break. And Spotify has had some pretty beat earnings, as you can see, and it's made some institutional earnings. Its market cap is 97.5 billion, average volume 2 million. This is perfect. Average range is 1.9. This is even better. This is great. Great company to look out for. Lyft is a little more risky. This company had a little bit of issues. It still has a lot of issues. Lyft is one of those companies. It's like what's that one stock? I forgot. Not Uber. No, it's Carvana or something. The one I was just trading. But it's like one of those stocks that like shouldn't be up so much, if that makes sense. Now it's up 17, but you look at the month and it's like it was up 88, right? Like it just went so much down. But on the daily, it looks so up. I'm pretty sure there was a scandal back in the day, if I remember correctly. Yeah, back here. They actually misprinted earnings, and some guy added a 0 or some shit to their earnings. So they beat earnings, okay? They beat earnings, but the guy made it for an extra 0, so they beat it by a lot instead of just beat it normally, if that makes sense. So they beat earnings, but the reaction shouldn't have been this, and then they fixed it, and it was a huge scandal, and the stock just fucking went down. And then it went back up, and then it just fucking skyrocketed down. But now we're back here. And the reason I say I'm interested in Lyft is 3 things. The EMA here, the 200 EMA. Notice that the 200 EMA on the daily is averaging down here. And then here, we're getting like in this period. I'm going to draw a square here. We're in this like period of like, oh, I don't know if I want to break above, go down, right? And we finally gap above with these earnings. So really good earnings, beat earnings, really nice. And we break above this. And now what I'm looking at is the change of trend, right? Because this whole time we've been going down, 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 down. Basically this whole time here, we've been going down. And all of a sudden we changed trend with earnings. We trade above the 200 EMA, which is huge. Both the 10, the 20, and the 50 changed directions to the upside. And now we're trending upside. Okay. So my next thought is Lyft wants to go higher. Its next quote unquote price target would be, I always look on the weekly for this. Obviously you have the high there, but you have that. The next target I would look for is probably the 20 here. Like that's probably the most ideal price target, would be that 20. But what I'm trying to say is Lyft needs to lift up. The stock will lift up. No, what I'm trying to say is it's not setting up perfectly on the daily. As you can see, it's kind of rough. It's gapping up and down, right? Which I don't personally like. But here's the thing. It's rejecting on this line. And if these days here on the 9 get really, really thin, you'd move down to the 4-hour or the 1-hour. I think the 1-hour looked better. Yeah, I mean, you see how it's reflecting off the 200 EMA. So if this right here like pops, could be a nice entry for 19, if not 20, right? So that's Lyft. Then you have, I don't think I want to do Berkshire because this is kind of like it's setting up, but I don't really have an explanation for this. neither with PayPal. It's kind of the same. Coinbase, I do have an explanation for this, and this is probably the last one because Carvana was a fail. Oh yeah, I need to talk about that. I'll get to that. Coinbase is going to break out. I just know this. No, because my mentor also spotted this one. Now, the reason I say this, and the reason why I'm on Coinbase, you might be thinking yourself, why? Two things, Bitcoin and XRP, okay? Crypto in general. Crypto and, yeah, just crypto in general is absolutely booming. I don't know if you guys saw, you definitely know that Bitcoin is soaring, about to hit 100K. And the main source of buying crypto right now is Coinbase. Hence their earnings are so good. Or actually, no, did they beat earnings? No, they lost earnings. Anyways, this whole bull run here is because of Bitcoin and the Trump election and shit like that. That's why it's going up so much. But my main point is that Coinbase will go higher, and you can see it already kind of setting up here. Now, it's going to be very choppy line, but this is what it kind of looks like. Obviously, if you want to be a little more realistic, it's going to be like more sharp like this, but you take the, you know, like these are, that's the path, the desired path. This is like a failed breakout, right? We understand that, right? It's a failed breakout, okay? Now it's squeezing, and you can see on the bottom, it's doing this perfect flag, right? So it's going to squeeze. I'm already in this position, but yeah, let me see if I can open this. I'm doing paper trading just to be safe because I don't have any more funds. I need to get a job. But I am in Spotify, Coin, and Lyft. So those three companies, I will keep you guys updated. Just need to check on that real quick. I'm currently in Coin, Lyft, and Spotify. I will probably get in Pawn if it does breakout. I'm not sure about PayPal or Berkshire. Or no, this is Baker Hughes. This is a oil. Yeah, I don't know about oil. It's not a huge sector right now, but it is setting up pretty nicely here. Only thing I don't like is how it's spiked up here, and the thing is there's no downtrend, if that makes sense. It's more of like a, this was the spike and then this is the current end, so there's no like, yeah, I mean, it doesn't, looks weird, like it went down like this, then broke out, and then it created a new high, and then now this is the new line, but it's weird because it went so sharp, and so if it's so sharp, then it already broke out, so it's kind of weird. Because this, as you can see, is better than this, and so is PayPal. PayPal's doing the same thing. PayPal, you could argue that this is the trend line, but it's very sharp. Same thing happened here, right? Very sharp, and it broke out, but you can't really get money on those 2 days. Let's talk about Carvana though, how I failed that one. So I didn't really fail the breakout. I don't consider this a fail. I consider this a lesson learned. I think the biggest lesson here was that it was almost perfect. I mean, it was perfect, right? It went from big to really tight. The volume, right, really died off. You can see that, and then on breakout day, it really went off. So this was a perfect scenario for a breakout. And I want you to remind, let's go back to breakout day here. This was a perfect breakout. Like, this was, you couldn't get any better. And it did exactly what a breakout day would, right? It went up. Some people took profit. It went down, and it went back down to entry, and then it went right back up, right? And then it went back up the next day, and this is where it all went to shit. You can see I drew lines to fucking hope that it bounces back and save myself from fucking crying. But Carvana had a good breakout. This is not a failed one. The only reason it failed was because SPY went down this day, and so it stopped Carvana's momentum, right? Because if SPY and all the other stocks were going up, Carvana was going to go up. But because SPY went down and the whole market was down, Carvana was not going to be like, okay, yeah, we're this small company that barely gets invested into, and we're just going to fucking soar to the fucking sky. It had good news. Don't quote me wrong. It had good news. Hence why it's not down here, for example. It's still up here. It's still holding up strong. But it's not good for options, right? It fucked me on options. If I was holding shares, I wouldn't be too mad because it's still riding the non-EMA, right? It's not setting up anymore. because it didn't do a huge move. But it did hit my, first of all, it traded under the 90 EMA, and then it went straight through my, not break even, my stop loss. Okay, so yeah, we did lose a little bit of money, and the problem is I lost a lot more than I should have because I was in school when this happened, and I came back home at like 3:30, and I was like, holy shit, it's absolutely fucking crashing, and my contract was absolutely fucked because it went all the way down, so past my stop loss, and I didn't have an automatically set stop loss on Webull, so it just kept fucking riding it, and it went all the way down, and the contract just got absolutely violated. So that's that with Carvana. Am I still looking at this? No, because it's not setting up anymore, so we can actually take this out. I just wanted it there. But these are the top companies I'm currently in. I'll put all these at the top. Okay. Coinbase, I'm investing in. Whoops. Not sure what happened there. Coinbase, Lyft, Spotify, Pawn Auto, probably. Baker, probably not. And then PayPal, probably soon. So these are everything that I'm watching. Coinbase will be the main attraction here if it breaks out. If it does, this will go to probably 390, honestly, because I did this before in class. What is the range here? Yeah, 4%. This is a, oh, hold on, that seems wrong. The range is 4.4%. Okay. This is 6. Let's do 4. Just do the average 4. 351. Okay, this is a 4.44. Okay. Now let's stay 4, and you're holding for 7 days. 485. Okay, now let's do 11 days. Tomorrow would be 10. Okay, so let's do 10. So you're holding for 10 days. Let's do 9 days. Let's do 8 days. 394. Because the thing is, my mentor called it out for 390 calls. So I'm wondering how he got that 390. I'm pretty sure it was on the breakout day. So like somewhere here, he got 390. Yeah, 400. If we're holding this for, let's say, 5 days. No, 370. This is showing me 360-ish. So this one, 360. Let's see where the contract is. Let's see where the open interest is. This is expensive. Damn, bro. 360. Okay, we have the open interest at 335. There's really no open interest down here, actually. This is interesting. The highest is at 340. Which, that range is not fully accurate. I don't fully trust this. So if we lower the range by, let's do 3%. Let's do 1 less percent. This would be 340. So 340 calls. Yeah, okay, yeah, perfect. Literally 340 calls here for tomorrow if it breaks out. If it breaks out a little higher, it would be like 347-ish, so 350 in between those. But 345, 340 has the highest open interest. We'll see about tomorrow because this is from today. But yeah, I'll leave you guys with that. This was definitely a boring video. I definitely would not watch it if I were you. So, all right, I gotta go to bed. See, peace.